All right, in this video, we're going to review what it would look like if we added the Vwap indicator to our existing harmonic pattern entries and strategies. What we really want to know are two things. Is the Vwap viable enough to add to our combined technical scoring system, the things and indicators that we currently deploy? We want to know if we can add Vwap to it as another layer of confirmation versus simply on times where we would just go ahead and enter when our advanced pattern is filled. So we're going to use SPY. As you can see, we're going to work on the 15-minute chart just to kind of make sure we get some intraday analysis in there. We want to begin where the market closed on Friday, March 28th. But we're going to have to wait until Monday, March 31st to really see if in our most recent example, if it's going to be viable or if it can work. So let's just jump right into it. So as you can see, I went ahead and added the Vwap. I used kind of like its traditional 3-band setup. And again, we have a filled cipher pattern, so I want us to start there. Typically, if there wasn't so much market uncertainty, this would absolutely be a go to go bullish here. But since we've had so much bearish activity, it's kind of hard to even rely on things even as powerful as something like the advanced cipher pattern. This would typically be a go. And you can even see it has some other stuff going, like, kind of like a complex retest. So this already, that it filled it and reacted to it and came down for a retest, that would already, in most cases, be enough confirmation to say this is a go, that cipher is going to win. Now, moving over to talk about Vwap real quick. Of course, we don't know. Vwap says we're not good to go yet. So in this case, for starting at least, I'm going to take that into consideration. As you see, price action has not gotten above the Vwap yet. It's close. It's close. It does actually start to, as I zoom in, it does actually start to swing under it right about here. So in this case, I would give that a yes. I would give that a yes. That's right on time. We got some structure established. We got the advanced cipher pattern field. We got a retest on it, and we have a Vwap finally coming up under the price action. So that's a good sign. But again, last week was a week to where it didn't really matter what kind of setup you had. If you weren't short, then you were getting smoked. That's what kind of, I think maybe 3 out of the 5 days last week, if not all 5, were like red days in the market. So let's move on. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. And I want to see what I want to know, like I said, for entries and things like that, how much money would have been left on the table versus when we would enter using a harmonic pattern or advanced pattern versus when we would have waited for confirmation after Vwap for entry. So here's another winner here. I guess these were times when we're back early March, mid-March, and things were good. But this entry right here for this advanced butterfly pattern, where a pattern trader would have went ahead and entered when this filled. And then using our normal combined technical scoring indicators like RSI and looking for things like bullish diversions. So you see I have us oversold here, right? So that'd be points on our combined technical score and bullish diversions. Two things that I must have before entering a trade. Those criteria were met when this butterfly pattern was filled. And in terms of using Vwap, remember, because we're kind of comparing these things or seeing how can we add them, a lot of money would have been left on the table. Let's say entering around 549.80 on the butterfly pattern versus you don't get above Vwap until about 552, about $3 later. And in trading, especially for scalpers, $3, that's a lot of money to leave on the table. I mean, because remember, they're typically trading down in the somewhere between the 1 to 5 minute max time frames for the scalping, and this is up on the 15-minute intraday. So in some cases, not entering until we're right up here when we cross Vwap at 551 versus 549. And in more extreme cases, even above the third level of the Vwap for a very high level of confirmation. But let me talk about that real quick. The problem with entering right here using this level in the VWAP for confirmation is that that would be target 2, right? You in terms of take profit. That would already be target 2. I'm going to look at right up here, the A to the D leg. It basically how you would run your targets on harmonic patterns using Fibonacci. So from A to D, and looking at a two target setup, and here's D. Here's the 6. Oh, I'm not even there yet. 618 retracement of A to D. Okay, so we see that it would have hit the 382, target 1 very easy, and then target 2 here up to 618. And then notice price action fizzled out. And well, I mean, it kept going, but we would have hit target 2 and been out of the trade, just trading the butterfly pattern. While trading using the VWAP confirmation, if we would have waited until price got above VWAP, you're like over here somewhere, maybe even here. Maybe over here somewhere. But a trader would have been skeptical, so he would have been taking a completely different trade. So let's do it like this. The pattern trader who would have entered on the butterfly pattern, their opportunity would have looked like that, right? And the trader who would have taken the VWAP trade or traded after the candle closed above VWAP. Now I understand that price action went way up here, but we don't know. There's nothing to say that their targets, where their targets would have been, and where they would have put their stops, maybe here. But so still a successful trade, but it's a completely different trade. Whereas a pattern trader could have traded the butterfly pattern and exited, and then look for the pullback to take the second trade, meaning that there's potentially money left on the table. But either way, I still count it as working profitably and successful. So let's look at some more. Hopefully you guys got a lot from that. We were able to talk about the cipher pattern. We were able to talk about retests for entry and things of that sort. And then here we were able to talk about the butterfly pattern. So remember, of course, in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion, we always want to talk about advanced patterns whenever possible and teach on them whenever possible. Let's take another look here at this one here. So this is Mr. Gartley, the Gartley pattern. So Bear Gartley entering short when the Gartley pattern fills. Now, the problem with that right off top we can see is there would have been a little bit of drawdown, and that's okay because there's room inside of Gartley. It's a very efficient pattern. It's a 70% winning pattern. It wins 7 out of 10 times in some cases, but each trader would have to do their back testing. But you can see a very successful Gartley pattern here, bearish Gartley in this example. There would have been a little bit of drawdown, but still a winner. Okay, now, and still very tremendous. If I were to go get their risk versus reward tool, and then kind of put the stops right above X, and then basically it's like 2 targets right here. So that's kind of like what the Gartley trade would have looked like entering at D. Like I said, a little bit of drawdown, nowhere near stopped out, but then rolls over for the win. Versus waiting for the VWAP entry. It's right up under it, so it's not so bad. It in this case, I can really just see it acting as a higher level of confirmation rather than something as aggressive as just entering at the D completion. But the risk versus reward, I would say, is a little bit higher on. So here's the Gartley risk versus reward. Let's just do this. That'd be Gartley's risk versus reward. And let's look at VWAPs down here waiting for that one. But again, there'd still be a question to where if you entered once price got below VWAP, would you still need to put your stops? Yeah, you would have to still put your stops above what looks like a little double top in there. Okay, it's kind of like little double top retest action in there. So your stops will go above that, and kind of hard to say where your targets would be, but yeah, that would be pretty devastating if a trader were going to be that aggressive on his target. So I would give the VWAP confirmation a tremendous edge just using VWAP as a strategy on that one. I would give VWAP the edge on that one. Still, so it worked well. It worked well in terms of entry confirmation, and it worked well to kind of like write it down, making sure that as long, you'd have to monitor this, but as long as price action is below VWAP, that you remain in the trade. Okay, moving forward. Very, very interesting stuff. And it looks like this is I'm probably going to have to go ahead and add VWAP on to the CTS system, the combined technical scoring system. So in this example, another cipher pattern. They both give basically the same thing. The cipher's entry right here, when it fills 786. So the cipher entry and VWAP are basically saying the same thing. And the trade, see, the trader using the VWAP would have had to be very careful, because the ciphers targets based off of the C to D leg, with a 382 retracement being target 1 and a 618 retracement being target 2, would have mean that you did win off the cipher. You would have won because you got the 382. You would have rode your stops to break even, took half of your profits, and then probably got stopped out after that, but still a winner. And it's kind of hard to say exactly if a trader trading the VWAP strategy would have done the same thing. I would always suggest using Fibonacci for your targets 1 and 2, 382 and 618, from swing high to swing low in this case. So that would have been a pretty good play. And it would have looked like this pretty much for either one. For either one, it would have looked like this, and still better than a 2-to-1 too. So that's pretty good too. Just looking at that, that's a pretty good trade. At least a 2-to-1 on that one. So looks like we might be able to add this. I got some more stuff in here that we can look at. And like I said, we won't be here this long, but this at least gives us a chance to review. We want to get better every day, no matter what. Okay. And we want to take a look at things that we're not used to. And if we're going to add, if there's something that can make us better, more efficient, and more profitable, we're definitely going to take a look at it. So this case right here, bat pattern. So you see this 56% B and this 886D completion. So entering right here when it fills, hardly any drawdown at all. But the problem is being above the VWAP right here. That would have thrown, so I'll put it like this. The traders trading the bat pattern would have been on an absolute go mode. Okay. The traders waiting for VWAP confirmation might not have entered until around here. Okay, so a winner in both ways, but leaving a little bit of money on the table for the trader waiting for VWAP confirmation. And that's okay, because it's always okay. And I teach strategies on waiting for confirmation, even if you have to leave some meat on the table. Okay, so pretty good one at that too. Pretty good one. Just go ahead and just stay consistent. And that would have looked like for the pattern trader with his stops above X, and then his targets down here, the 618 retracement of A to D. So I'll just go ahead and put that on there. So A to D, right? And you can see price action just comes down and wicks, and then you're out of the trade. See, that's the good thing. Come wicks, gets your 618 retracement of A to D, wicks, and you're out the trade at that point. So pretty powerful, pretty accurate stuff to combine these two things together. So I'm glad we're taking a look at it. Let's see what else we have in here. I think there's just a couple more and we'll be done with our analysis. So here, advanced bat pattern again, fills bear bat entry on the short side. Now this one is a little bit different, because this trader, the pattern trader, would have absolutely been on go mode when that pattern filled. Would have absolutely been on go mode. Okay. Again, with stops above X, and then looking for two targets from A to D, 382 and 618. So A to D, 382 and 618, and here's target 2. pretty good setup. Now, the problem that I see with this is that I don't see a trader, I don't see price action getting, I don't see the signal coming from VWAP for entry until like way, like right here somewhere, right? So these are the things that I wanted to look at, during this analysis. Like that's a lot of meat to leave on the table. Basically, what you have is, I'll show you the two trades side by side on this one too. So here is again, here is the bear bat entry. It stops above X. And the 618, that's the bear bat entry. And the VWAP entry right up under here, not until you get up under here, doesn't hold the same risk versus reward if you wait until you're under there. And if you did do that, I'm assuming you probably put your stops here. So you're still getting the same type of risk versus reward. And then we'll go to the end of the price action. You're still getting the same type of risk versus reward, but it's a different trade when the trade that you could have took is a lot earlier. So I would say there was a little bit of lag on that one. And you can check for yourself. VWAP, even though I'm showing how accurate it can be, it can lag a little bit. Like when you're doing things like RSI, when you're trading with RSI being one of your key scoring indicators to tell you when you're ready to go, you'll have things like, bearish divergence here, and you'll have your overbought, oversold condition here for you. So because RSI is one of the indicators that doesn't lag, VWAP is kind of more like a moving average, like a MA, which does. But still okay, just two different trading opportunities. I would have rather been at the height of price action trading this bearish bat pattern down here, and then just being done and out instead of coming in so much later for another trade. So let's see what else. Here's, I think, another butterfly pattern entering here. Without question, a trader who understands pattern trading is going to enter there, and he's going to pretty much just really take a chunk out the market. And you don't really get that type of opportunity on VWAP until like right under here. So two completely different trades. The VWAP trade does win as well, okay? So I don't want to be that biased, because remember, I'm looking at adding VWAP to our strategies. But I got to be honest, in this case, the butterfly was a much better trade. He's out the trade already. Once price action corrects and comes back up, yes, there's another opportunity to get involved. But that might not even be needed, because when that's taking place, there also is a cipher pattern in here that could have been used as well. So now you got cipher pattern combined with VWAP for the second opportunity there. All right, let's see what else we can find in here. I think there's something very interesting that's gonna happen in here. And it was this part down here. I found it. It worked well on both sides of this double top. I'm sorry, this double bottom, where you would have your entry right here because you're oversold. Okay, so strictly just using RSI, you're oversold, deeply oversold. That's going to tell a trader that there's an opportunity to get long. And then also you do have VWAP come under the price action, so that's pretty good. And then on the other side, remember, because this is really, that's why I have it lined off, this is really nothing but a nice big beautiful double bottom, right? But it would have given an opportunity for both sides of the trade, the left side and the right side shoulder, right? That's why I have them both circled off and lined off. It is a perfect double bottom entry long right here, and then VWAP is right there to say, yes, I can confirm that you're good on that. Okay, so that's pretty good. Remember, we're looking at adding this as another layer. So let's go back up and let's see how many more patterns are in here. There's another. So we just did a double bottom. Same thing here at the double top. Let's see how it worked out. So it's double top short. A trader who trades based off structure and things like that. It's a beautiful double top, by the way. It's pretty much he's gonna enter when this wick comes up here and fills that trader's gonna enter short right there. VWAP price action, the VWAP opportunity doesn't come till either here, under here, this first green one, or maybe even here. Okay, so two completely different trades on the double top part. The trader who would have traded the pattern trader or trader who trades off of structure or trades double tops and double bottoms would have had the better opportunity. That's not to say that the VWAP opportunity was not a good short as well. It's just there's just no reason to enter this late, and you're seeing it for yourself. There's just no reason to enter that late on an opportunity that looks like that. Hands down, period. You enter this trade right here when that double top is filled with that over bought on RSI and that little bit of divergence that's there, instead of waiting for, the VWAP entry, which I said was still very successful depending on where you would have put your targets. And then let's just come back over for one more advanced pattern. Hands down on a Gartley pattern, pattern trader is taking this. He's not waiting. It's okay. The trader could have waited until price action got above VWAP here. That's okay, using that as a layer of confirmation. But the trader would have just left a little bit of meat on the bone. So all in all, I give it a go. Oh, do we have more? We give it. There's some more. There's this is BAT 886 D BAT, and this one is pretty good. These two are aligned where the trader is entering directly at D. It is an absolute tremendous killer of a trade, and you do see VWAP price go below VWAP for the short opportunity there. They go hand in hand. This is one of the most confluent examples that I was able to find. So overall, I say yes. There's one more, and then I think we'll be done, because we don't need to beat a dead horse. I'd say that it'd be something really good for us to use as another level of confirmation and combined technical scoring. Again, bullish Gartley pattern trader is absolutely going to go. He's not even going to question it, and he's going to go for that ride and take that win. And the VWAP is not far behind. The VWAP is not. It's really at the same place. Price action comes right up underneath it, and then both are going together. So there's you have confluence. You got confluence between the pattern and VWAP on there. So I think that we all learned something from this exercise, and then we can, that's going to make us even better. Adding that to our combined technical score and our requirements and things like that before we enter a trade. And I think that the first opportunity that we're going to have is going to be coming up Monday when the market opens, so that we can test out that cipher pattern right there. That'd be a really, really amazing play. It's just unfortunate that there's so much uncertainty, or this would be an absolute go. But we're gonna find out. It's all set up for us. It's filled. We got a retest on there, and we got VWAP coming under it. I think that this is gonna be a case where I'm gonna allow allow price action to get a little bit higher above the VWAP before I enter. So Monday, if this holds, will be the first time that I actually deploy it using VWAP as the confirmation versus just entering because the pattern is filled. So if you like this video, if you found value in it, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, so the algorithm can shoot this out and let people know that there's an excellent, amazing video out here combining VWAP with the rest of some of our other indicators. And share this if you know someone who would be interested in learning more about this. And then you can also point them to the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist, where we teach all of these things free on the house from beginning to end. Can take you from a person who has just got introduced to pattern trading to an advanced pattern trader, where you see them with your own eyes with a trained reticular, and you don't have to use indicators anymore or pay anyone. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Okay, could really appreciate your support. I appreciate the support of my followers as we continue to add as much value as we can to the community and continue to try to grow this channel. So with that being said, you guys take care, be safe in the markets, and I'll see you on the next video.